delayed enactment or amendment of electoral laws, the continuous creation of administrative units, which brings about increase in costs, the inadequate training of temporary election officials as a result of limited funds, inadequate voter education, again because of insufficient funds, staffing gaps in the organization, which will have an effect on implementing the roadmap. Then the office premises of the Electoral Commission. The place where we are is commonly known as the swamp, but we believe we shall soon be deswamped. These evaluations and self-assessments have been the practice of the Commission, and it is from this background that the Commission has been able to introduce new innovations and improvements in the election management. To us, every election provides lessons for the next one. Therefore, the objective of this strategic plan and roadmap is to provide clear communication of priority areas in the election cycle with the aim of improving operational efficiency and stakeholder awareness and participation by seeking to build on the positive reforms and innovations introduced in the last general elections. The plan and roadmap also aim at enhancing the organizational and staff capacity planning. Organizing and conducting presidential, parliamentary, and local government council elections is a huge and expensive exercise, particularly when it is funded in 1 year, one financial year. The strategic plan is therefore designed to enable phased funding of key election activities, which will reduce funding pressure on government and facilitate the Commission to conduct the elections in a smooth manner. There are 6 major strategic pillars on which this strategic plan sits. These are: 1, free, fair, and transparent elections; 2, institutionally strengthened election management body; 3, accurate and accessible national voters register; 4, effective and comprehensive voter education; 5, an efficient service-oriented, stakeholder-focused election management body; 6, strengthened monitoring and evaluation framework. As you'll be hearing shortly from my technical team, under each of the above strategic pillars, the Commission has formulated strategic goals or activities, budget estimates, and attached timeframes. From the above, the Commission has extracted a detailed roadmap to the 2020-2021 general elections. Yes, we are heading to 2021. The roadmap will enable the various stakeholders in the electoral process to achieve the following: A, better planning; B, better implementation; C, better activity coordination; D, timely implementation of scheduled electoral activities; finally, transparency in implementation of programs and activities. The roadmap is therefore a clear reminder to all stakeholders in the electoral process to start planning to ensure a smooth democratic process. To achieve the above, the Commission appeals to government, particularly Cabinet and the Legislature, to ensure timely amendment or enactment of the relevant electoral laws, including consideration of the recommendations of the Supreme Court. This is very important and urgent because any amendment in electoral laws will have to take into consideration the electoral roadmap, the procurement timeframes in accordance with the PPDA requirements, the Supreme Court decision which affected the period for candidates' campaign meetings, and the impact on the overall elections budget. Similarly, the Commission appeals to government to consider and approve creation of new administrative units in a timely manner so that the electoral budget is not destabilized. When this is not done, the impact on our preparations, and particularly on voter education, is obvious. Right Honorable Prime Minister, you will note, as the Secretary has said, that the cost for the 2020-2021 general elections has significantly gone up compared to the 2015-2016 general elections. The factors for the significant increase and the cost drivers have already been ably explained by the Secretary in his remarks. Please note, political parties, please note, the release of this strategic plan is in no way an authorization of the campaign activities for interested individuals, parties, and organizations by the Electoral Commission. Whereas consultations are provided for in the law, campaigns must follow a program approved and regulated by the Commission. I urge political parties and organizations to use the plan and roadmap to make adequate preparations for successful participation in the elections. I also urge the political parties to pursue peaceful coexistence before, during, and after the electoral processes. Uganda does not live for elections. The citizens of Uganda in general also have a part to play in ensuring successful implementation of this plan and roadmap. I therefore appeal to all peace-loving Ugandans to work with the Electoral Commission and ensure a smooth electoral process. Last but not least, I would like to thank the government of Uganda, which has always provided funds to enable the Electoral Commission to fulfill its constitutional mandate. I wish also in the same spirit to thank the UNDP and other development partners who have been able to supplement government by extending support to the Commission. My appeal is that government continues to provide adequate funding in a timely manner to enable the Commission undertake its constitutional obligations. I also wish to request Parliament to enact laws or amendments to the electoral laws in time so as not to destabilize the roadmap.